Hello friends, my name is Bhavik Joshi, lecturer in Lakshmi Institute of Technology, Civil Engineering Department. Now, as we are seeing the Advanced Construction Technology subject, today we are going to discuss some other compacting equipments. Some of the compacting equipments we have discussed earlier, which were used in common sites, in construction sites. That is, today we are going to see some more compacting equipments that is specially used in some of the cases. So, the first of the compacting equipment, as we can see over here, is rammers. Now, where will we use the rammer? As we saw in earlier videos, that compacting equipments were used on construction projects like road projects and building construction projects, on bridge projects, etc., on railway projects. Now, if you talk about this rammer, where will we use this rammer is that rammer is a compactor used for compacting smaller areas. Now wherever we want to compact smaller areas, we will use rammers. Now ramming is a process which is done from too many years for compacting smaller areas where we do not need heavy compacting machineries and providing impact load to soil. It can provide impact load to soil on a specific area on a specific time. The equipment is lightweight and can be handled or machine operated. Now there are two types of rammers. One are hand operated and other are machine operated. For hand operated rammers we need some personnel to operate it, and for machine operated we need operators for it. Now for hand operated rammers, as we can see in the next slide over here, they can compact a specific area. Now they can compact into square meters, like in a tile of an area they can give us a compaction by hand. But in machine operated we need to get some operators for it, so that we can operate it on a larger area by using machines. Now in hand operation it can be there can be mistakes, like the load can be less or more, the impact that is given to the soil using these rammers can be more or less, but in machineries there are no mistakes as such or no errors that we encounter in it. So it is more advised to use machine operated rammers. As we have seen in earlier videos, compacting is an important phenomenon, okay, so that we get a compact soil, a smooth layer and a hard soil on which we can conduct other construction activities. So it is a very important phenomena over here. So we need to use a specific compaction equipment, as I showed you this rammer. Okay, we know that we have also seen in earlier videos that the entire equipments list, the list of equipments that are used for different purposes, like excavation equipments, like hosting equipments. Then we saw some leveling equipments, compacting equipments. But now, what that equipments has to do with these rammers and these compacting equipments is that based on the previous equipments used, we need to select the compacting equipments that we are using on this current project that is an ongoing project. Okay, so different equipments like excavation equipments, suppose it is a large project and we are using some excavation equipments like power shovel, drag line, hoe, and we need to combine it with compacting equipments that suits that a particular equipment. So for different construction projects, and whether it is a major project or a minor project, we select a particular list of equipments, that is excavation, conveying or compacting equipment that suits their project. Now how can we decide that a equipment suits a particular project or not? Based on the soil, whether the soil is soft, whether the soil is hard, what is the safe bearing capacity of the soil. Now what is the safe bearing capacity of the soil? Whether the soil can take a particular load or not. Now, based on the soil conditions, whether it is wet or dry, whether it is hard or soft, we decide accordingly which of the equipments we are going to use on it. Okay. Now, if the soil is loose, that is, it is having a water in it and it is quite moist, then we need to compact it more. So we would require some heavy compacting equipments for that, because on a softer soil, when we construct a foundation, okay, we try to get it into the harder layers of the soil, that is the bottom layers of the soil. Okay, so when we get to the bottom layers of the soil, we need to ensure that there also that the soil is hard and it can resist or it can take the load that we are going to apply on it by constructing different layers of whatever construction we are gonna construct on it. Okay, so we need to select a particular compacting equipment for that. Now as we can see in the rammers, okay, we use it in a construction site like building construction, okay, where the building project is not very large. Okay, we can use hand operated rammers, but we need machine operated rammers where the construction project exceeds more than 10 stories building or so. Okay, now let us have a look at other compacting equipment, vibratory plate compactor. Now as the name suggests, in a vibratory plate compactor there will be a plate and the plate will be given vibrations through which we can compact the soil. Now what are the advantages or the disadvantages, or where can we use this compactor, is that vibratory plate compactor is used for compacting different type of soil in narrow and congested area where it is not possible to use large equipment. Now as we saw in earlier videos, the equipments are selected based on the size of the area as well. Where the area is small and congested, we need to take a particular equipment which can fit into that area. Like in hosting equipment we saw mobile cranes. Okay, mobile cranes, what is a mobile crane? A mobile crane can be operated within a congested area and we can hoist any material through it to a level at which we want to hoist, okay, to a higher level, that is. So we also saw tower crane, in which a crane is mounted on a tower and tower occupies a smaller space. In like cities we don't have a larger space to operate, so we need a tower on that where we can set up the tower on a small space and on which crane will be mounted, and we can lift a particular material from the ground level to the 10th floor as well using the tower crane, because the crane will be mounted on a tower and the tower won't occupy more space. Okay, so what is the advantage of vibratory plate compactor is that it occupies a very smaller space and we can compact the area easily and smoothly over there. Okay, the selection of compaction equipment for building projects depend upon the nature of the mechanical. Now what are the factors that govern the selection of this equipment? Are the mechanical factors? What are the mechanical needs for that particular construction project? Then job size. What is the size of the job upon which we are going to perform these compaction activities? Then distance. What is the distance we want to cover during the compaction activity? Then method of disposal. What are the method of disposal used in this entire construction project? And construction time assigned. We also need to see the time duration of the project. In order to complete into the given time duration, we need to take a compaction equipment that will suit the time of the project, so so that we do not have any delays in the project. So we need to compact the soil into the given time. Okay, then what are the other factors are volume and depth of soil to be compacted. Now it is also important that, as I told you, if it is a softer soil, then we need to compact it to a greater depth. Okay, so and also it also depends upon the volume of the soil. What is the volume of the soil? It if the volume of the soil is large, then we will require a larger compacting equipment on it. Okay, so it also depends upon that the depth, and what is the depth to be compacted and what is the volume of the soil. Then type of soil. What is the type of soil, whether it is a soft soil or a hard soil, whether black cotton soil or red soil, or what is the category of the soil, because their category also decides its whether it is a softer or a harder soil. So type of soil also matters in it. Then loads on compacted surface. What are the loads that are going to be imposed on the soil after on the various construction activities? After we construct the foundation, what are the loads that are going to be imposed on the soil in the future? That will depend upon the type of project, whether it is a major project, it is a 10-story building. If it is a 10-story building, that it will impart more load on the soil. If it is a two-story building, it will impart less load on the soil. So it also depends upon the construction, whether it is a large or a smaller construction, and what are the loads that are going to be imposed on the soil. So depending upon these factors, the type of soil and the loads that are going to be imposed on soil and various others, we decide what will be our vibratory plate compactor that we are going to select upon the various options available. Okay, here is a figure of vibratory plate compactor, as you can see over here. Okay, this is a vibratory plate compactor, as we can see. Okay, here we can see a area upon which this compactor is placed. Okay, and it is used for compaction of various layers of the soil at various floors, as we can see over here. Now these compactors can be used in road construction. Okay, now we know that in road construction, road is constructed using different materials like bitumen, cement, concrete, asphalt. So depending upon the layer of the top layer, that is the wearing course that we are going to apply on the road, we will select the vibratory compactor according to that. And depending upon the type of soil that is beneath that wearing surface, that is the base course, surface course, or the subgrade, we have to decide what compactor we are going to use on it. Okay, so that we get a compact soil. Even after getting to the harder layer of the soil, see, as I told you, we need to construct the foundation of any construction project on a harder surface. So if it is a soft soil, what we need to do is first of all remove that soft soil or penetrate our foundation. Like suppose if it is a soft soil and we are using pile foundation, then we need to penetrate our pile to the harder depth, to the last layer of the soil where we get a harder platform. Similarly, if you want to construct a road, we need to get to beneath to the harder surface of the soil. After that, we will apply different coats of road on it, so that, and after that we will compact the complete area so that we get a harder surface. Okay, and the last layer will be the wearing course on which our vehicle can we can drive our vehicle after preparation of the wearing course, that is the pavement course, the top course. Okay, so based on the type of soil and the depth at which we get a harder surface upon which we can lay our layers. Okay, we have to use these compactors, different compactors according to that. Okay, as I told you, the factors governing the selection of these compacting equipments. Okay, so this is the thing that goes with the compaction. We need to select the compacting equipment according to the type of soil and the compaction that is required. Okay, and the loads that are going to be imposed in the future. Okay, even if you want to compact the softer soil, we need to compact it and we need to extract the moisture from it. Now we cannot use more layers of softer soil on a harder soil. Okay, even if you dry out that soil, we can't use the softer layer of the soil, because in future if it will absorb the water, it will again expand. So what is advised is that upon a harder soil, you lay other layers and other materials on it which are more harder, and upon that we lay our pavement course or the wearing course in case of road construction that I am talking about. So this is the thing that we wanted to discuss today. So we would conclude this lecture of compacting equipments. Here we end our all the compacting equipments. Next time we will discuss more equipments that are used in construction. I hope that you have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you so much. Have a great day.